Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and it's crazy to think how time flies. It's been 5 years. 5 years since I've sold my retro game collection, and what you guys are seeing is what would be my last game tour video where I showcased over 35 different consoles and over 2,000 games. It was insane. I had a very nice collection that took years from the days I started beginning gaming to accumulate that sort of collection. And you know, thinking back, I was just thinking about some of the moments and some of the things that transpired when I decided to make that jump, because it was quite a doozy. But hey, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, but also hit the bell for notifications for weekly content on this channel, from podcasting to live streaming to reviews to gaming memories and gaming discussion and even some gaming news. There's a little bit of everything. If you enjoy all that stuff, be sure to check more content out. But no, I decided to sell my collection initially because I was in a financial pickle. Okay, I left the job that I worked at for 4 years, and the job I went to didn't work out. So I needed money. I needed money fast. And, you know, I wasn't going to do something like go open a GoFundMe or something like that, because I didn't want to have to depend on anybody. So I saw a retro collection, and I saw games were worth a lot of money back then. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my money back. I'm going to build myself back up for myself and not depend on anyone else. I remember when I made the announcement that I was going to sell my retro collection, a lot of people were like, don't do it, Xander. You're selling away your gaming memories. And I'll get to that. And then there were people, I kid you not, there were people that were mad that I wasn't selling within the community. Like, they were mad that I wasn't giving the community first dibs on video games. But I'm sorry, my light bill and food is going to get first dibs. I don't have time to barter a $200 game down because you want to catch me slipping. So sadly, I lost a lot of viewers. I lost a lot of people that enjoyed that whole retro collecting community, that enjoyed the pickup videos, that enjoyed game hunting, and I lost some of those people. And it's really sad because my channel was never about just retro collecting. If anything, my pickup videos have turned into my play and tell series, where I like to talk about video games. I love to express my love of video games and why it's such a hobby that, you know, for 30 plus years I've held dear in my heart. And the crazy thing is when I decided to sell my collection, I had a very weird theory that, you know, I knew people within the community that refused to play games unless they're on the OG hardware. What I'm getting at is, there are probably people who bought games from me off eBay that I was helping them create new gaming memories. Now, some people may say this is totally far-fetched, but this kind of made me feel good. I'm like, you know, what happens if someone has never played, you know, Final Fantasy IX, and this was their first time because they bought it off eBay and it was my game. So like, my memories go to their memories, and that's the great thing about video games. But honestly, I can say now that I play more retro games than I did when I was a collector. And the reason why I say this is because when I was a collector, I always had to unhook something, I always had to fix a TV, fix a game, do this, do that. And you know, now that I have things like the Raspberry Pi or my modded Wii U or NVIDIA Shield or even my laptop or tablet, I can play so many retro games, and it's freaking amazing. And I'll say this, if you've always had the curiosity of emulation, but you know, sometimes emulation can be overwhelming for people, I would say join some emulation groups on like social media, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. Join some emulation groups, because you'd be surprised how embracive those communities are. It kind of made me wish of what the retro gaming community was at that time, because, you know, a great example would be, you would be on a retro gaming page and you would post about a game that you love, and you would post that to kind of spark a conversation and talk about that video game. But someone would be like, yeah, you know, I got that game sealed. Yeah, gotta get sealed. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but I wanted to talk about the game, not the packaging. I mean, to be honest, the only game that I have in my collection that means a lot to me is my copy of Missile Command for the Atari 2600. This belonged to my grandfather. My grandfather is the one who got me into video games, and his love of video games is what made me the gamer I am today. You know, a lot of people unfortunately didn't grow up around, adults embracing gaming, but my grandpa was one of those kind of people. My grandpa was the kind of person that would want you to go outside and play, but also, hey, we need to play some Pac-Man. So if you're watching this, I know times are tough, and if you're watching this and for some reason you have to sell your retro collection, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. You can always go back to collecting if you want. I had those urges. I have, urges where I want to start collecting for the Evercade, and I'm like, oh, that's more room. I've become much more of a minimalist since I stopped collecting. So I'm very, very particular on things that I buy. I rather buy things I really enjoy than just fill up a shelf. But no, this is to let you guys know that there's other ways, and it's okay. It's okay if you sell your retro collection. You're still a gamer. But what do you guys think? Tell me some experiences you guys have had about selling your collection. How has it changed you? How has it made you a different kind of person? I'd love to hear some of your thoughts and opinions. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And as always, happy gaming.